feelings about the film Straw. And I know it's like early in the morning, but I am actually off today. And so I figured I'd just do a quick live. And I don't know if anyone will see it or not, but I just want to say for Tyler Perry, okay, for Tyler Perry, I really think this is one of his best films. I have to give it up to him, no matter how we feel about his films and the redundancy of them, as well as the television series. And I'm with you all on that. He does continue to employ many of our people who I have to wonder if he did not employ many of these actors and actresses, and I suppose those behind the camera as well, from our community, then who would? So I have to give it up to him for that, especially. Also, Sinbad. You know, Sinbad had a stroke. He's been away for a while. He's been recovering. But the fact that Tyler Perry, who else, I don't even know who else we could say would have given Sinbad the opportunity to act in another film this soon, after his health crisis. Like, who else would have done that? So I got to give it up to Tyler Perry for that. But the film itself, I don't know. I have to disagree with the fact that some, not everybody, because there are some people who I'm seeing actually enjoyed the film, and we all have a right to our opinion. So I can understand both sides, but I personally don't see how the film makes Black women collectively look bad. First of all, I want to say we're not Black, but for the sake of this video, because we all understand who I'm referring to when I use the term Black, I will use that term. I don't think Tyler Perry did that with the film Straw. I don't think he was making Black women look bad. As a matter of fact, I believe he actually showed us, especially with the bank scene, different classifications of Black women. For example, you do have Taraji P. Henson's character, Janiyah, who is the quote unquote single mother, but she's also a working class mother, but she's still struggling. She's in retail, so she's probably not even getting paid more than minimum wage. I mean, we heard the check that she was trying to cash. God forbid that check took her 2 weeks to get. Then that goes to show just exactly how much she was making. But then we also have in that bank scene the two tellers. And in my opinion, the two tellers are like entry level employees starting off their career. Who knows where they want to move up to? So they're not exactly on Janiyah's level. They may be a little level up above Janiyah in terms of income. They probably more than likely are young, don't have any children. So we get that aspect of this scene. We also have the branch manager. The branch manager, of course, I assume out of all of them in the bank is making far more money. I assume she's more so of a middle class person with, a family, a husband. So I think that goes to show the diversification of Black women in this film as well. So just with that bank scene alone, I don't see how Tyler Perry is making Black women look bad. In fact, I think he did a great job of showing us different classifications of Black women and where they could be in life. But Janiyah's story is who the film is about. And women like Janiyah do exist, like it or not. Tyler Perry is not revealing to us what we don't already know and see within the community. As a matter of fact, I think we overlook the Janiyahs. For those who are not Janiyah, and mind you, okay, I've talked on this channel about myself and my journey and being on food stamps, as well as having Section 8. The only reason why I ended up not having my Section 8 anymore, which was great help, because my God, are these prices in the Northeast for rent ridiculously high. Even when you work full time, they're ridiculously high. The only reason why I ended up no longer having Section 8 is because of the fact that I ended up becoming a transit bus driver. And that position paid so well because of forced overtime that I didn't even qualify for Section 8 anymore. Even with 3 children, I didn't qualify anymore. But mind you, not everybody's making that much, but it doesn't mean they're not working. So this notion that you're lazy because you're on Section 8 or you're on food stamps, and mind you, that notion seems to be only pointed at our people. We actually tend to think that of our own people. But getting back to the Tyler Perry film, I don't believe this film makes Black women look bad. In fact, I think Tyler Perry did a good job of showing different class of Black women, but also showing that story of Janiyah that we don't want to talk about. Maybe some of us don't want to talk about. I know on social media, I don't see too many Janiyahs. There may be some, seem like everybody on social media has arrived. They're traveling, they're buying homes or whatever. I don't see too many Janiyahs. But I know they are out there because I personally can't relate to Janiyah's story. in some aspects, and that's another thing about the film Straw. I get it. It was a lot of struggles happening at once, back to back, from Janiyah about to be evicted, to Janiyah's daughter being ill, to Janiyah not being able to afford to pay her rent or give her daughter lunch money, to Janiyah being harassed by the police, to her car being impounded. There was so much happening, and it seems unrealistic because it all happened at once. But that is the entertainment of it all, not to mention in order to get this character to crack, that character had to go through all of this for it to be, I guess, quote unquote, the last straw. So I get why Tyler Perry wrote it the way he did, and I get why we may view it as unrealistic. I believe collectively, those struggles that Janiyah went through at the beginning of the film are what some individuals are going through out here, individually, not necessarily collectively. They may not be having all of those things happening at once, but they could be having a good chunk of those things happening to them. And so this is about Tyler Perry's film Straw, which, mind you, this is impromptu. I tried to make a video, but I promise you all, I am working full time, and so I'd be so busy that I don't even have time to make these videos. But it was just something that crossed my mind, and I really, really have to give props to Tyler Perry for the film Straw, because I personally don't believe it makes Black women look bad. I believe he did a good job of showing different classifications of Black women. Again, you had the police officer that was played by Tiana Taylor. You got that side of things. Even though she is on the side of the law, she still saw herself in Janiyah. That's important because, again, in my opinion, in our culture, there's so many different classifications of us, classes of us, whether it's what's considered to be the impoverished ones of us, the middle class ones of us, those who are working on that side of the system versus those who are not. The fact that we can still empathize with one another, I think that's going to be our saving grace, to be able to put ourselves in each other's shoes, no matter our income, no matter where we live, no matter our zip code, no matter our financial circumstances, no matter our educational background, no matter what it is, no matter our marital status. When we're able to still put ourselves in each other's shoes, which I felt like is what the police officer that Tiana Taylor portrayed in this film did. I believe she that was the humanity side of her, because she could have went with the system. She could have went with the FBI. She could have not cared about Janiyah and just said, well, you know what, go in and kill this woman. She's doing the most, go ahead and kill her. But no, she's fought for her. And I truly believe there are still people, even in the system, even though they may be limited when they're operating in the system, there's still people like that police officer that Tiana Taylor portrayed in this film. There's people like her out here in real life that are standing against the system, even being a part of it, and going, no, I'm going to stand for my people. This person is a human like I am. I understand what this person may be going through. No, I'm not going to throw that away. So I thought the film was great. I thought this was Tyler Perry's best work yet. And if it was too heavy for some, mind you, Tyler Perry has another film coming out, and it's more so that Medea type film that so many, like that lighter spirited type of film. But I do feel like Tyler Perry is getting better with his writing. I don't watch the TV shows, y'all, anymore. I'm not going to watch the divorce series that he has out. That's the kind of stuff I can agree with. Like, nah, that's just not for me. But again, it's hard because Tyler Perry he is staffing and hiring our people in that entertainment industry. How many other individuals are doing that for our people? Even though we may disagree with his scripts and the premises of what he's coming out with, he's actually hiring our people and giving them opportunities to build a career and feed their families. I can't argue with that because I'm not doing it. So who am I to argue and criticize Tyler Perry for doing that much? So that's it, y'all. I just want to say be safe out here, because it's wild out here. Okay. But again, I really did enjoy the film Tyler Perry, Straw. I think he's getting better with his writing, at least when it came to that film. And Taraji P. Henson, I may not have spoken much about it, but she did great in this film. And whether you like it or love it, I don't think anyone can argue that Taraji P. Henson, she brought the work to this film. Her emotions and the fact that she did it, I think they said in 4 days. Oh my gosh, this woman is no joke. This woman is no joke. Taraji P. Henson is the bomb.com. And she did great with that character. And yeah, that was something, not to mention how it ends, and I did not want to do any spoilers, but I could see that being realistic too. Having grief, losing a loved one, and then denial. I could see that being realistic. But anyway, if you want to see the film, I'm trying not to get too caught up in entertainment. In fact, I don't watch as much films and TV series like I used to. So that's why I don't really cover those topics anymore, because I realize, I think I will speak for myself. I'm a little too entertained. I don't want to live in a fantasy world anymore. That's not where I'm at. I'm living in reality, and reality looks completely, it's enough in reality. I don't need to be entertained too much. But every now and then I will check out certain shows and certain films, and this one was being talked about so much. I was like, you know what? Let me check this out. So let me know what you all think about Tyler Perry Straw in the comment section. Thank you for whoever is watching. I appreciate y'all. Everybody have a great but safe day. Peace.